You keep sitting there, staring at the damn past, like it owes you answers. Let me tell you something, it doesn't. It's gone, burnt to ashes. Do you think the past is going to fix itself if you keep poking at it? No. The future doesn't give a damn about your excuses or regrets. You either move forward or rot where you stand. That's your choice, simple, harsh, real. You want numbers? Fine. Think of every second you waste dwelling on the past. 60 seconds gone, 1 minute. 60 minutes, that's an hour. 24 of those? A whole day wasted. And for what? To relive something that doesn't even exist anymore? The past is just data, a record, static. It doesn't change. It won't change. Stop acting like it will. The clock's ticking, your clock. Let's say the average lifespan is 75 years. If you're lucky, that's 27,375 days. Sounds like a lot, right? Wrong. Subtract the years you've already burned, probably a third of it, maybe more. Now subtract sleep, another third of your life. What's left? A fraction of time, and you're squandering it on things that can't even fight back. The past is dead, but it's dragging you like an anchor. You keep looking back at what you lost. What about what you still have? Your time, your energy, your skills. They're all sitting there waiting while you're too blind to see them. Stop whining about what could have been and start asking what can be. You've got tools, resources, a brain. Use them or let them rust away like everything else you've let slip through your fingers. Here's the truth. You don't want to hear it, but I'll say it anyway. Nobody's coming to save you. No one's reaching into your mess to pull you out. They've got their own mess to deal with. You want out? You dig, you fight, you claw your way up. And you don't stop until your knuckles bleed. Then you keep going. That's how it's done. That's how it's always been done. Do you think people care about your excuses? They don't. They care about results, numbers, output, progress. You want respect? Earn it. Build something. Prove you're worth the damn air you breathe. Life isn't fair. It's brutal. But it's also simple. You work, you grow, or you fall. There's no middle ground. Look at the world around you. It's moving fast. Faster than you can imagine. Every second you waste, someone else is out there working harder, smarter, hungrier than you. They don't care about your struggles. They're out there taking what could have been yours. Every missed opportunity, someone else grabbed it. Every idea you didn't act on, someone else built it. That's reality, harsh but fair. You want to be better? Start acting better. Stop blaming the world for your failures. It doesn't care. The world doesn't owe you kindness, sympathy, or a second chance. You owe it to yourself to rise above, to take what's yours. Do you know what happens if you keep looking back? Nothing. That's the cruel joke. You stay stuck. You stay bitter. You stay small. But if you look ahead, you see the road. You see possibilities. The unknown. The future. Scary? Sure. Uncertain? Absolutely. But it's also the only place where change happens. You either walk into it or you let it leave you behind. The choice is simple. Hard but simple. You pick yourself up or you don't. You fight or you surrender. There's no in-between. Life doesn't offer middle ground. It's forward or backward, progress or decay, evolve or die. That's it. That's the game. And you're playing it whether you like it or not. So stop looking back. The past is done. The future's waiting, and it won't wait long. Every second you spend looking back, someone else is sprinting ahead. You're stuck, living the same mistakes, while they're out there building empires. Why? Because they understand something you don't. Time doesn't give refunds. Once it's gone, it's gone. And the longer you sit there, crying over spilled milk, the more milk they're pouring into their glasses. Life's a competition, make no mistake. And right now, someone out there is hungrier than you, smarter than you, faster than you. while you're busy mourning your losses. Losses? While you're stuck there, they're sharpening their skills, stacking their wins, and making damn sure you'll never catch up. The only way to beat them: stop wasting time feeling sorry for yourself and get to work. Let's break it down logically. You've got 24 hours in a day. That's 1,440 minutes. What are you doing with them? How many minutes are you throwing away on regrets, doubts, fears? 10 minutes? An hour? Half the day? You think successful people have more time than you? They don't. They just use their time better. They're not scrolling through memories like a highlight reel of failures. They're building, growing, moving forward. That's the difference. And stop saying you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is just another word for never. You think you've got time? You don't. Let's say you've got 30 good years left. That's 10,950 days. Sounds like a lot, right? Now subtract the time you'll waste sleeping, eating, procrastinating. Suddenly, you're left with a fraction of what you thought you had. And here you are, sitting and looking back, like that's going to add more days to your clock. It won't. The future doesn't give a damn about your nostalgia. Here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no friend, no family member. They can't do it for you. They've got their own battles, their own mess to handle. You're on your own. And that's not a bad thing, it's freedom. No one to blame but yourself, and no one to stop you but yourself. Those chains you feel, they're in your head. Break them or stay stuck. Your call. And since we're being honest, let's talk about failure. You're afraid of it, aren't you? That's why you keep looking back, trying to dissect what went wrong, like understanding it will magically make it hurt less. Newsflash, it won't. Failure is part of the process. It's data input. You take it, analyze it, and move the hell on. Successful people don't avoid failure. They eat it for breakfast. They fail fast, fail often, and learn quicker than the rest. You're afraid of failing again? Good. Use that fear. Let it push you forward instead of holding you back. You've got skills. Don't act like you don't. Everyone does. The real question is, are you using them, or are you letting them rot? Think about this. Every skill you neglect is a tool you could have sharpened, a weapon you could have wielded. And while you're sitting there wasting time, someone else is turning their skills into gold. The market doesn't care about potential. It cares about output. What are you producing? What are you contributing? If the answer is nothing, then that's on you. Here's a statistic. 90% of startups fail. You know why? It's not because they didn't have good ideas. It's because they didn't execute. They sat around planning, dreaming, second-guessing instead of just doing. Action is what separates the winners from the losers. Not ideas, not dreams. Action. You can sit here all day thinking about how great things could have been, or you can get up and start making them happen. Your call. Now let's talk about focus. You're all over the place, aren't you? Chasing every shiny object, every distraction, like a dog with a bone. Stop. Pick one thing, one goal, one mission, and pour everything you've got into it. Focus is a force multiplier. It's what turns effort into results. You want to move mountains? Stop trying to move all of them at once. Pick one and dig until your hands bleed. And stop worrying about what other people think. Their opinions don't pay your bills. They don't build your future. You do. Let them judge. Let them doubt. Use their negativity as fuel. Every time they say, you can't, prove them wrong. Every time they laugh, let it drive you. Their words mean nothing unless you let them. Don't give them that power. You want to know the secret to success. Here it is, consistency. It's not about talent, luck, or even timing. It's about showing up every single day. Rain or shine, no excuses. It's about doing the work when you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you're scared. Success is boring. It's repetitive, but it works. You keep stacking bricks one by one, day after day, and eventually you've built a wall, fortress, something unbreakable. And finally, let's talk about you. You've got what it takes, you do. Stop doubting that. The only thing holding you back is the story you're telling yourself is holding you back. Change the story and you change your life. You're not a victim. You're not broken. You're a fighter, a builder, a creator. Start acting like it. Stop looking back. The past? It's a graveyard. The future? It's a battlefield. Step onto it armed and ready. The clock's ticking. Your time is now. Move. You're sitting there breathing, alive, capable. But what are you doing with it? Watching the same failures replay in your head like a broken film reel? Get this through your skull. You're wasting the only resource that truly matters, time. Not money, not connections, not even energy. Time. Because once it's gone, it's gone. You can earn more money. You can rebuild your network. But you can't rewind the clock. Every second spent staring at the past is a second handed over to failure. And failure collects interest. Let's be real. The past doesn't owe you closure. It won't explain itself. It won't apologize. It won't give you peace. Staring at it won't make it change. Wake up. The past is a thief, and right now it's robbing you blind. You don't negotiate with thieves. You don't plead with them. You cut them off. You stop feeding them. And you move on. You've got a future, but not for long if you keep dragging yesterday's weight into it. The future is like a train. You can either jump on board or get left behind. And trust me, it doesn't stop for anyone. Not for you. Not for your regrets. Not for your excuses. The future is brutal like that. It moves forward with or without you. Think about it. Every time you look back, you give up your shot at what's ahead. And what's ahead? Opportunity, growth, success. All the things you claim to want but refuse to chase because you're too busy mourning what's already dead. You're standing at the door of tomorrow, but you can't walk through it because your hands are full of yesterday's baggage. Drop it. Let it go. It's not worth carrying. Here's a brutal fact for you. No one's going to remember your regrets. No one's going to reminisce about the times you failed or the chances you didn't take. People remember results, achievements, impact. You either leave a mark or disappear like smoke in the wind. Harsh? Yes. True? Absolutely. Stop playing the victim. Life didn't screw you over. It just happened. It doesn't pick favorites. It doesn't owe you fairness, balance, or a second chance. Life is a cold, indifferent system. And the only rule? Adapt or die. You either rise to the occasion or let it crush you. Those are your options. There is no third door. No secret escape route. Just forward or backward. But it's hard, you're thinking. Of course it's hard. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. Success wouldn't mean a damn thing if it didn't come with blood, sweat, and sacrifice. You're not supposed to like the grind. You're supposed to endure it, conquer it, and use it to forge yourself into something unbreakable. You don't get stronger by avoiding pain. You get stronger by facing it head on, by pushing through it until it bends to your will. Let's talk numbers because numbers don't lie. If you're 30 years old, you've got roughly 45 years left if you're lucky. That's 16,425 days. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Now subtract sleep, a third of your life gone. Subtract work, errands, distractions. You're left with maybe a few thousand days of actual freedom, and you're wasting them staring in the rearview mirror. You don't have time for that. None of us do. What are you afraid of? Failing again? Good. Failure is a metric. It tells you what didn't work so you can try something else. You think success is about getting it right the first time? It's not. Success is about getting it wrong over and over until you finally figure it out. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the path to it. You fail. You learn. You grow. That's the process. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. Now let's talk about excuses, because you've got plenty of them, don't you? I don't have enough time. You've got the same 24 hours as everyone else. Resources? Then be resourceful. You don't know where to start? Start anywhere. Pick a direction and move. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates results. Waiting for the perfect moment? It doesn't exist. Waiting for motivation? It's a myth. Discipline beats motivation every time. You act first and motivation follows. And while we're at it, let's kill another lie you tell yourself. That you're not ready. Newsflash, you'll never feel ready. No one does. Readiness is a luxury you can't afford. You start before you're ready. You build as you go. You figure it out along the way. That's how progress happens. Sitting around, waiting to feel ready, is just another excuse to stay stuck. Here's the hard truth. No one cares how hard it is for you. The world doesn't pause for your struggles. It doesn't care if you're tired, scared, or overwhelmed. It moves forward. And if you want to survive, hell, if you want to thrive, you have to move with it. You have to outwork, outthink, and outlast everyone else. That's the game. That's the reality. Stop comparing yourself to others. That's another trap. Their success isn't your failure. Their path isn't your path. Focus on your lane. Measure yourself against who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. Progress is personal. It's not about beating them. It's about beating the version of you that stayed stuck. And here's the final thing you need to understand. The only person standing in your way is you, not your past, not your circumstances, not other people. You, your doubts, your fears, your hesitation. You're the one holding the chains, and you're the only one who can break them. So stop looking back. Stop waiting for things to change. Stop making excuses. Look forward. Take action. Build something. Be something. Because the future, it's yours, but only if you claim it. Move now before it's too late. What the hell are you still waiting for? A sign? Permission? Some kind of magic moment where everything falls into place? Let me spell it out for you. It's never coming. The only thing that's ever going to change your life is you. No one's going to hand you success. No one's going to clear the path. And no one's going to care if you quit. This world isn't built for the weak. It's built for the ones who refuse to stay down. Look at the clock again. Tick, tock. Every second is a chance. But guess what? Every second is also a loss. The second you just wasted reading that, gone forever. You'll never get it back. And that's fine if you're doing something with it. But if you're sitting here wallowing in self-pity, you might as well set fire to all your opportunities. Because that's what you're doing, burning them to ash. Now let's talk about your dreams. Yes, your dreams. I know you've got them. They're buried under all that fear and doubt. But they're still there, aren't they? You think about them when no one's looking. You feel that pull, that hunger, even if you pretend it's gone. But what the hell are you doing about it? Nothing. You're letting them rot because chasing them feels too hard. You're scared you'll fail. Guess what? You're already failing. Every second you don't act is failure. Failure by default. You think you're protecting yourself by staying in your comfort zone. But that's the biggest lie you're telling yourself. The comfort zone isn't safe. It's a trap, a coffin for people too scared to live. And every day you spend in it, you're dying a little more. Slowly, quietly, pathetically. You want to live? Get the hell out of it. Step into the unknown. That's where the real game is played. And don't give me this excuse about not having time. You have time. You just don't have priorities. You're wasting hours on distractions, scrolling, binge watching, procrastinating, while pretending you don't have a choice. You do. You've always had a choice. You just don't want to make the hard one because it's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. Discomfort is where growth lives. You can't grow if you're not willing to hurt a little. Let's do some math again because you seem to need it. Say you're awake for 16 hours a day. That's 960 minutes. Break that down. How many of those are you using to build your future? Those minutes, you know, the ones, how many of them are you spending on things that actually move the needle? Be honest. Probably less than 10% if you're lucky. The rest? Gone. Wasted on meaningless crap. You want change? Then change how you spend those minutes. Every single one of them counts. Treat them like gold because that's exactly what they are. And stop blaming the system while you're at it. Oh, I hear it all the time. The system's rigged. It's stacked against me. Yeah, maybe it is. So what? You think that's an excuse to give up? It's not. The system's been rigged against everyone since the beginning of time. The winners aren't the ones who complain about it. They're the ones who figure out how to beat it, bend it, or work around it. You've got a brain. Use it. Here's another thing. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. Half the people in your life don't care about your dreams, and the other half are secretly hoping you fail because it makes them feel better about themselves. Harsh? Yeah. True? Absolutely. So stop looking for support where you'll never find it. Believe in yourself. That's all you need. You're stronger than you think. You've survived every bad day, every failure, every betrayal, every setback. You're still here, aren't you? That means you've got something in you. Something tough. Something unbreakable. But here's the problem. You're wasting it. You're letting it sit there, unused, while you play small and pretend you don't have what it takes. Spoiler alert, you do. You always have. You just need to wake up and realize it. And let's talk about pain while we're at it. You're scared of it, aren't you? You think avoiding pain is the smart move. It's not. Pain is a tool. Pain is fuel. Pain is the sharp edge that carves you into something better. You're either going to let it break you, or you're going to let it forge you. That choice? It's yours. But running from it, that's the coward's way out. And you're not a coward. Not anymore. You've got enemies, everyone does. But your biggest enemy is you. Your doubts, your fears, your laziness, your excuses. They're the ones holding you back. Not the world. Not the people around you. Not your circumstances. You. So stop fighting the wrong battles. Start fighting the one that matters. The battle against yourself. Win that and nothing can stop you. You keep asking, what if I fail? Here's a better question. What if you succeed? What if you stop looking back? Stop making excuses. Stop holding yourself back. And actually go for it. What if you win? Can you even imagine that? Probably not, because you've spent so long picturing failure. Change the narrative. Start seeing yourself as the winner, the fighter, the builder, the one who doesn't quit no matter what. The future is right there waiting for you to take it, but it's not going to wait forever. Time doesn't stop. The world doesn't pause. Every second you spend standing still is a second someone else is moving ahead. The question is, are you going to let them, or are you going to take what's yours? Because it is yours. You just have to claim it. Stop looking back. The past, it's over. Done. Finished. The only thing that matters is what you do now. Not tomorrow. Not later. Now. Make the move. Take the step. Build the life you want. And don't stop until you've got it. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep building. Because your future is not behind you. It's right in front of you. All you have to do is move forward and take it. Now.